watching, and now the band. And today we were lucky enough to have three-fourths of OK You Win on the show. Gentlemen, again, I said it before, I'll say it again many, many times. Thank you very much for allowing me this time today to chat with you, learn about the band, and talk about your debut album, End of Days.
Well, man, thank you for having us on. Really appreciate it. It's nice to meet you.
Hell, nice to meet you guys too. What a fucking ripper of an album. Like it is just a fantastic piece of work, as they say, like start to finish. There are some like key moments that are so groovy. I mean, right at around like the 5 minute mark in Smoke, particularly, like it slows down and just takes you on this other journey. I'm like, oh, all right, I'm into this. Like, so thank you for putting together a great fucking album for the rest of the world to listen to.
Cheers, man. That means a lot. That moment that you talk about on Smoke, I remember getting the mixes back from our producer, and it was like it's the moment where you get into the spaceship and turn it on and like just blast. Yeah, that's one of my favorite bits as well.
Yeah, it's like what Smoke is such a like a solid song overall, like way to start the album, and to have that in there, it it kind of it's the prepare yourself because this is the journey of the album, right? Like it's a hard rocker and it's got that strap in the spaceship. Let's go for a ride. Like I love it.
Think it's
So
like, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I think it's a song that actually, as you say, like it summarizes a bit everything. There is the psychedelic part, the very rock part, and the stoner part. So it's a very good introduction to what the album will be as well. So yeah, I agree with your analysis.
Yeah. So, as far as the album goes, what songs for each of you, or what moments in the album, aside from that part, like stick out to you?
Oh, it's a great question. Who wants to go first? Boys, do you want me to go first or one of you?
If you
Please,
have
feel
an
free.
answer,
Yeah, I've got one that sticks out for me. I mean, it's a very personal record to all of us. And like most of every single line has some meaning to one of us or another. But one line that really stuck for me was something I came up with in the studio when I was doing the vocal tracking on my own. The boys had done the two main sessions we did up with Andy Hawkins in Leeds, and I went up just to do the vocals, and I was tracking "Beat Me Down," which is sort of one of the heaviest numbers, and I'd had this little bit in my mind that for ages, and I said to Andy Hawkins, the producer, I said, "Can I just try this one thing over it?" And I was singing this, "I won't break," this really intense bit, and it was I went for it so hard that I felt a bit like emotional afterwards, and had to like catch my just gather myself a bit. And that whenever I hear it, I still I asked Andy to keep that take so that I would always remember it, and that one always sticks with me when I hear it or sing it.
That's
That's my
that's that's super cool. I love those little Easter eggs in music, because if you listen real intently, I have to go back and listen to Beat Me Down because I want to feel that, you know what I mean? Uh
yeah.
but I love those fucking stories. That's some of my favorite shit.
And finish that one off, the more I look back at the whole album, there's a lot of like stoic hanging in there, getting through stuff. And those lines, "I won't break," in some way kind of summarizes a lot of the whole album. It's just like hanging in there, keeping going, finding your power, and just like leaning into that. So, man, I'm glad to share that with you. I don't think I've told anyone that on a interview before. So, man,
Hell yeah. You heard it here first. How about you guys?
Uh, if uh, if I think about it, I think one of I would say that one as well, but I don't want to copy Dave. That's an iconic bit of the both the album and like playing live. I think that's one of my favorite bits to play live. It's yeah, it's normally we finish the live shows with that one, most of them, and yeah, it's such a yeah, it's a powerful moment. Another one that I would really like to highlight is like The Greatest Lie when it comes to the second half of the song where it's more of a rock out bit and just all sort of like stoner riffs thrown into it. It's something that we took quite a long while to build it to that point. But when you listen to the studio recording compared to like our practices or the live versions, the way that everything just fits together and Dave's vocals on top of everything as well. Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite bits of the album. Yeah, it's hard to choose. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I know
it's
because they're all
yeah,
your babies. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Yeah, can have favorites, but if
yeah,
the other
yeah.
ones will be mad.
I love you all the same. Well, except for you.
Yeah.
You're super cool. You know?
How about you, Antonio?
So for me, it's like, because it reflects a little bit like the punk side and the energies, Red Flag. I really love it to play live. It's something that we did it together. The composition of the music is in when we did it, it was quite natural. It came out in the rehearsal studio. Of course, Dave did a brilliant job with the lyrics as well. And so for me, it's a Red Flag. It reflects. It has a lot of energy. It's something that when we play live, I always like feel something in my stomach, like giving it all like on the cymbals. And so for me, it's definitely great. Red Flag. Sorry.
Hell yeah. Like that's, it's really neat to hear how each of you have different moments and things you like about it. That's what, to me, that's what makes a band so special, is because everyone brings their own thing, and sometimes those things intertwine. Other times it's super unique to everyone. I think for me, the sound that you all create is it's unique to you, and you, man, you've got some great tones, and like on all the instruments, and the fucking vocals are like spot on with what they should be within those songs, which for me as a listener, it like really draws me in. Um, it's hooky as shit too. You want to sing along with the whole damn thing. So great fucking job again, right? Like,
Oh, nice one.
It's lovely to hear this, man. Honestly, we're still quite a new band in many ways, even though we've been doing it a long time in different outfits, and we've been around a long while. But as a new band, with this album just out on Friday gone, to hear these kind of comments that people understand it and they dig it is just it's music to our ears, man. We didn't write it for that reason.
right.
The songs they were written without expectation of really getting any love or for without any outside consideration. They're very honest songs. Antonio mentioned Red Flag. We were just pissed off one evening and we wanted to write an aggressive song, and we just came out with it in like 15-20 minutes. So these are really real songs, but to hear feedback from people who have their finger on the pulse like you do, Tom, it means a lot to us. So thanks again,
Well,
man. Appreciate
it's, I think to me, there's something that is really unique with music. Like it is one of two things that essentially breaks down all the barriers, all of those divisive terms and everything. So it like you go to see a band and it brings you together, right? It doesn't matter your religion or your sexual preference or your political identity or whatever any of that bullshit means. We're here for this reason, and we are all human together. You know what I mean? So I'm finding more and more of it. Like I listen to everything from, like classical with Chopin and Beethoven and Mozart and blah 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 to, all the grimiest music you can find. So it's it's awesome to find great tones and cool people, and it comes from everywhere. You don't have to have a million followers or a million streams on Spotify or any of that bullshit. Like some of the best music is here in the underground.
Yeah, man. I think now that you're mentioning that, we had our album release show on Thursday last week, and I had some friends come in that they're not very much into like heavy music in general and stuff, but everyone's feedback was like this the crowd here is so friendly. Like they were not expecting it because everyone's, oh, these are like rough black t-shirt dudes with beards and long hair and like very scary and all that. But once you get into that community, like it's one of the friendliest things you can get, isn't it? I feel like that's the feedback from everyone,
Yeah.
particularly from those who don't expect it.
It's
And yeah,
very common stereotypes.
Well, that's exactly it, right? Like I remember
Yeah.
taking my daughter to her first concert.
mm,
Not It was her first heavy metal show, and it was the Cavalera Brothers doing the Return to Roots tour. So of course, it was heavy. And she's like, "Hey, are people gonna think I'm weird?" Like, honey, we're all fucking weird. It's okay. Like, so we walk in, and like the two openers were local, and the local openers were like, "You're the coolest fucking kid ever," and they started signing CDs and drumsticks and giving to her, and now she's like, "Can we go to a show?" Like that was 10 years ago, 11 years ago. I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's go." Like it's the same thing with food, right? We can sit down and we can share a meal. There's nothing in the outside world that's going to stop, a real conversation, which is what I feel the album is as a whole, right? Whether you understand the lyrics or not, musically, you feel it. You know what is, the emotions behind the songs, which is fucking spectacular.
Thanks so much, man. It's funny you're talking about shows. I mean, we are ourselves like genuine music nerds, and we go out to shows all the time. We've had some really formative experiences as a band going to shows. We put out before this album dropped. The only thing we'd put out was something called "Live from the Pit," and this is another thing I don't think we've shared with anyone yet. That the cover picture, so it's called "Live from the Pit" partly because we recorded it live at a studio that our friend Paul calls the Pit. But the cover photo, we put it through various effects and stuff, but it was taken down the front at a Queens of the Stone Age show. And we're all just like absolutely beaming because we had the best night watching some of our heroes on stage. And we go to loads of other shows, but that was, I look back and that was a real like moment where we all really bonded over a shared love of a particular band. And
It
it's
was
not,
during,
yeah,
sorry. It
now
was
go on,
during
mate.
Song for the Deaf. Like, do you remember the last mosh pit? Ba-do, 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 ba-do. And we went like crazy, crazy. Fucked our faces like completely smashed. Like, but we are like, we just had a big mosh pit, which is, we love that album. We love Prince of the Stone Age, all of us. And that song in particular is something that it gives me goosebumps.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny, like Queens of the Stone Age, obviously tremendous, they're all tremendous musicians and the songs are fantastic, but listening to it on an album versus experiencing it live is they're vastly different. You know what I mean? And it's fucking feel good music. Like you get in it and you just want to rock and have a good time. That's all there is to it.
Mm.
What a fucking God, what a great band. I took my wife to see Queens of the Stone Age and she was like, you really like them? And we're watching them, and I'm singing along to every fucking song, and she's like, holy shit, you like them? I'm like, yes, I do. Like this is just being me what it is, like.
Mm.
So
Let your
what?
freak flag fly.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. What has been, I guess, for you guys as okay, you win? What has been thus far the like a defining moment for the band?
Rod, do you want to go first?
I think one obvious one was playing Desert Fest. That was like a huge milestone that all of us, even before OKU Win started, we all love that. I don't know if you're familiar with Desert Fest. So
Yeah,
I think
yep.
there's
Just
it
had a bunch
happens
of
in
friends over and like playing Desert Fest London, I think.
awesome. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we were talking about the London one, but there's like so many others.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been going to Desert Fest London for so many years, and it's always been like this is the place to be. This is where I don't know if I get to play this one day, I'll be happy. And we finally got the invitation this year, and we managed to play at the Black Heart on the Saturday afternoon with some great bands there. And we were expecting it to be crowded because it's always crowded. It's the center of the festival, but it's like one of
Yeah.
the smaller venues, but it's the center of the festival. But it was absolutely rammed. Like people were trying to get in and they couldn't fit through the stairs, and this was like yeah, like a massive win. Like we've played that venue a few times before in like independent gigs, etc. But it was the first time we played it as part of a festival and with that much of a crowd. And even though there was so many people, we could look at the front row, a few rows back. I couldn't see that much because of lights and all that. But it's like we're used to like knowing everyone
In the
on the
crowd.
crowd. So
Yeah.
it's like a friendly crowd usually. This time around, I was like, okay, I know most of these people, but like there's a lot of I've never seen these people before. Are they even from London? Where how did they hear from us? I was like,
Yeah.
are they actually coming here and making an effort to see us? That's incredible. And yeah, I think it really marked yeah, I won't forget that one definitely.
That's a really cool like snapshot.
Mm,
That moments like that I think are few and far between, and
mm,
especially being like a hometown show at Desert Fest London and seeing like, holy shit, hey, I don't know everyone here, this is
mm.
fucking cool.
Yeah, man. Also, just going back to Antonio saying that his one of his favorite moments is Red Flag. We had our first crowd surfer in that in that gig, so that was, and of
Super.
course it had to be on Red Flag, and we of course it had to be Reno. So like, if I had to bet on one person to do a crowd surf at our gig, it would have to be that guy. But yeah, it was such a fun one, and of course, just being part of the festival, we just finished playing, pack our gear, go back to the crowd, keep watching bands. We watched Abrams that night, High Desert
Oh,
Queen, Pigs, Green Lung. There was so much quality on that day, on the other days
yeah,
as well, of course. But
that new Abrams album is fucking, it is a spectacular album too. Like I love that album.
hmm
Oh man, what
We
a
got to
great
meet the
day.
guys.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, when they came over, we made a point of because we're on the same label now
Yeah.
with Blues Funeral, so we made a point of catching up with the guys and having a bit of a chat. They were about to set off on another date after that show, but it was really nice to like shake their hands, talk about their album, our album, and just like get to know them a bit. They seem like really cool dudes, so wish them every success as well. That album Loon is great. It's a
mm,
Yeah.
really good, great album.
I absolutely agree. Jad from Blues Funeral Magnetic Eye turned me on to that, which I thought was really cool. And did were you guys there the whole festival, or you were there the whole festival? Did you catch the Howling Giant set?
yeah, man.
Yeah,
That was like one of my highlight. I've been into Highland Giant since they released that split EP with Sergeant Thunderhoof.
Yeah,
I think it was like
another
2019 or
great fucking
2020.
band.
Man,
Like,
that was yeah. Like now, I think that might be one of my like probably my favorite EP of all time. Like
hell yeah.
that's like and the way that they made. I don't know if you've heard the interviews about it, but they like the two bands actually composed the two songs together, like going back and forth. Like you can hear riffs from one song in the other song and vice versa. It's such
Uh,
a good work.
So now I've
It's
got to
awesome.
like go talk to both the bands about that. So Sergeant
Yeah.
Thunderhoof came over here beginning of 25 and they played a show in Vegas and me and a buddy flew out there because Fire Down Below was also playing a show and I love that band too. So we fucking flew out to Vegas for it. And it was so funny. I'm in a record store and Sergeant Thunderhoof goes walking by and Dan turns and he's like, Tom? And I'm like, Dan, what's up, dude? This world is the world itself is so vast, but like in this
Mhm.
arena, there's only like 12 of us and we all know each other, so it's great. So what about, let's go with Antonio. Antonio, a
A
defining moment
defining
for you.
moment.
Yes.
I, wa- I think like recording the album is one definitely a good defining moment for us as a band. We put so much work into it, and spending the days like in Leeds, living together for a week, whatever, and going in studio every day and focusing on what you're doing and see the album taking shapes and working with Andy, which is a brilliant producer, where like put some input in, like, and he shared with us like his knowledge. I think it was a really good defining moment. But at the same time, I think as well that this one that we live in as well is another defining moment for us because the releasing of the album is something that it's such an important part of it, and having like the feedback from you guys, from the public, it's a great thing. It's a great feeling, and sometimes I think to myself, I will be thinking about like in 1 year about this moment, and you will be smiling, and you will be happy about it as well. So I believe that we had defining moment and we're living right now another important defining moment that which we need to probably highlight it.
Yeah, I think that's, that it's a great perspective to have because you're absolutely right. Like every moment is a defining moment, especially like right after you release such a powerful album. Like to be able to hear, especially like a lot of positive shit about the work that you put in to create this, like
Exactly.
that's fucking, that's a really good. Damn it, Antonio, I could never like get drunk with you because this would be a weird, deep conversation.
We're gonna have fun, trust me. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna go deep, but we're gonna have fun.
Yeah. All right. Then let's do it. I'll be there in a week. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, Dave, your turn.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say two if that's all right because I think they both need saying. We had one of our earliest opportunities. We've got these great friends in Edinburgh, band called Earl of Hell. We've been friends with them on the circuit for a long, for a while. Meeting each other at shows and playing shows together. And they hooked us up with a great opening slot for Alan Johannes in London that they were playing, and we got to play at the Underworld, which is like a bigger stage in London, and we had everything to prove, and we wanted to really respect the night and these friends of ours who put us forward for this slot, and I felt like that was one big step forward we made. We got to meet Alan Johannes afterwards, and he was really cool, and I felt like we took a big step up preparing that for that, getting tight, really working hard, trying to make the music really hit. And then I've got to say, signing with Blues Funeral and Jad, that's
Yeah.
100% a defining moment for us. We not just in this band, but as musicians and people, we've done the DIY circuit, the underground for 20 years, and this album, we were all, firing on all cylinders. We had some great songs, and we wanted to do this album justice and do it properly, And the fact that we managed to not only speak with Jad, but he dug the album straight away. Um, you know, getting that kind of support as a relatively unknown band, you know, was a huge step forward for us. And you know, they took a big shot with us, you know, picking us out to put their tag on our album. And in return, we're really trying to like work hard for them, work hard for us, and you know, have a big mutual respect thing. So definitely a huge moment for me. It's the first album I've really ever put out, and I'm proud of it. You know, I don't know how many times musicians would genuinely say they were really proud of a record that they made, you know, like they wouldn't change anything, you know, and I can say that about this one.
That is yeah, it's funny you say that, because I've got a question for all of you guys in just a second regarding that specific statement. Like, I think when it comes down to it, if the band is being authentic to themselves when the music comes out, they're proud of it, right? Like it's when they set these oh, let's write this song so we could have a radio single, or so we can hit this threshold. Like in those instances, that's where I think a lot of disappointment comes in with the finished product, you know?
Completely agree. It's funny, we were talking about Sergeant Thunderhoof earlier. I was digging into some of your previous interviews, and I listened to that one, and you guys, you and Dan were talking about that exact point.
Yeah.
Back when you did, and being a bit older, at least in my case, looking back, when I was younger, I was in that place where I was like, oh, what do people want to hear? What do I need to sound like? You know, what should I be writing about? And is it heavy enough? Is it this genre? Is it that genre? And you know, one thing with being older is having more to say, you know, more genuine things to say,
And not giving a fuck about what anyone else thinks.
And not giving a fuck about what anyone else thinks. And that's very true with this. We didn't write, like I said before, we didn't write any of these songs thinking, it needs to sound like this, or it needs to really sound like this. These were just like honest songs from four dudes who really like deeply appreciate heavy music in all the different colors and shades. And it came out sounding like this, you know, that's just how it came out.
It came out just how it should. So, you know, Dave, you said you wouldn't change anything about the album. Okay. So looking back, I'm gonna change my question just a tad. What did you learn writing and recording this album that you're gonna take with you forward?
Oh, it's a great question. You want me to answer that, or one of the guys? Me?
You start. We'll give everyone a chance.
What will I take from it? That's a really tough question to answer quickly. I mean, I would definitely take that writing the most honest, you know, even brutally honest lyrics, at least as a singer and a lyricist, that hits with people. You know, if you try and write something clever or something you think people will like, or sound cool, you lose it. So you've just got to dig out whatever place needs digging out in your soul and lay it on the page. I would say being, you know, it can be a real pressure cooker environment in the studio. There's, you know, not letting that phase you, being very patient. I think patience in the studio and focus is super important. And just trusting the process. You know, if you've picked a studio and a producer that you trust, that there will be moments where you're like, you know, you have to kind of let go of it in a small way. You know, even though it's this baby you put together, these collection of songs, you have to hand it over to this person you're trusting and believe that they're going to take it in the right direction, and allowing yourself to just trust the process. I think there are things that I would take away. Like we arguably didn't book enough time in the studio. That's why I had to come back again. So on one hand, I would say allocate a bit more time than you think in the studio, but equally that urgency, that pressure, I
It
think comes
creates.
out in
Yeah.
the sound. So I wouldn't change that either. But I would just, like I say, just it takes as long as it needs to do, as long as it needs to take, and to trust your bandmates. That I had absolute faith in all of these boys when we went in the studio, because we'd worked our nuts off to be absolutely ready. And yeah, like I say, going back to being proud of it, proud of every aspect of it. Really am. And that's the first time I can say that about recording. So
Hell
great,
yeah.
made up about
That's
it.
that's awesome. Antonio, what about you?
Well, I had to connect. I was thinking while Dave was replying, and I was thinking, and I had to connect with him about the time part because I think like maybe adding more time, it would have like worked a little bit more comfy. But at the same time, I agree with you. Sometimes pressure it works between commas in your favor as well somehow. Like it puts you down there and say, okay, I need to get it done. And I'll focus, I'll do it, I'll spend the time and I'll work on it. But of course, like a little bit more time, it would have been better and great, to be honest. Yeah, because I remember the first time, of course, we recorded the drum. And the first day we were like, of course, setting up all these things and I was feeling like, oh my God. I had like I think at the end we recorded like kind of like 9 songs, but we kept like, you know what I mean? Yeah. We kept like few, but I had like 2 days. I know that I had to record the amount of song, minimum space for error, everything on click. So I was like, but of course, when I finished, I felt like, yeah, you know, you feel like that's a proud moment, you know?
It's
So
a there's a
definitely,
healthy amount of pressure. You know what I mean? Like when there's a deadline coming, it's like, okay, no
yeah,
fucking around. Like it really helps the focus and I think Dave nailed it. That does come through in the music. There's like a I don't want to say an urgency, but there kind of is the right amount of urgency. Like no fucking around, do it, go. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So definitely, it's that one my take for next time.
Hell, hell yeah. Rod, it's your turn, friend.
Yeah, I have to agree with both of you. Like everything takes so much longer than you expect. So time is definitely one of the things that I would advise to keep in mind. And then, as Antonio said, I think going back to we had like at least 2 songs that we started recording, but we then once we had the drums done, we were like, we're not gonna have time to do these ones. So just yeah, allow yourself to be flexible and like have a plan of like if I have to sacrifice something, am I gonna sacrifice number of tracks or am I gonna sacrifice how much time I spend with each track? And in our case, it made more sense to like cut those two that were maybe not they're great. Like one of them was probably one of my favorite ones to play back in the day when we started playing it, but it just didn't fit so well with the rest of the album, and it was almost like the odd song out. So it made sense to not have it. So I think being flexible to like let go of those, we can work on them later, or we can keep them in the shelf. Um, and yeah, like prepare like if we do it the same way as we did, you're gonna spend a lot of time with each other, and you're gonna have to like act as a bit of a buffer because someone's gonna get stressed at some point. Someone's gonna get yeah, like between ourselves and the producer and the environment, there's always going to be something that's not going to plan. So, but as a team, I think we did well and like uh, keeping each other like accountable for their bit, but also like being kind enough to like allow breathing space, allow the breaks that we needed to for ourselves and for Andy. Like he was working so hard with us. He was doing so many massive shifts from morning to nighttime. Yeah, so I think like respect your colleagues, your friends. Like you're all working towards the same goal. So I think that's going to be important, and it's probably easy to forget in that like high pressure environment.
And it's each of you like pointed out how important time is, which goes back to what I said earlier, that being the most valuable asset that we have, right? Like it's so important to respect everyone's time in the studio and be able to go forth and give it your best and be focused and like, okay, and then learning from that. All right, cool. We need another 8 hours or 10 hours in the studio next time. Like it's cool that you all pointed that out.
Nice one, man.
So let me ask you guys this. Local bands for you or bands that you play with, they don't even have to be local. I don't give a shit. Each of you give me two that you think other people should listen to. Let's start
Who
with
wants to go
Antonio
first?
this time because he's always in
Cool.
the middle.
Okay, Drama Vedetta, friends of us, we play with them. I love them. I love them to see live as well. They cool, like they're really cool band live. I really enjoy, I really enjoy how genuine they are on stage, and that of course their music as well. And another band that I would like to point out is Nobel. Really cool, another cool band, cool guys, very cool guys, and brilliant band to see live. So yeah, these are my two recommendations.
Hell yeah. I hope you got that noted. I wrote it down. All right. Rod, you're in the middle this time.
Okay. I'm gonna say Blue Tree Monitor. Really good band from London, instrumental stoner, very psychedelic. I think you like it a lot. And I'm gonna say Boarhead, also from London, also instrumental, a bit more on the doomier side.
Okay.
And I think they're probably the band that I own most t-shirts of. So yeah, there you go. I don't have that one, but yeah, and we've played with both of them multiple times. We hang out all the time as well at our gigs and other people's gigs. It's as you said, it's such a small scene that we all bump into each other even we don't expect to. So yeah, if you're into that sort of like instrumental stoner doom, check out these two bands. They're
Hell
amazing.
yeah, for sure. Then I asked because I have to keep compiling lists of bands that I don't get emails about. So I'm like, all right, Dave, it's your turn.
I'm just going to preface this. I mean, I run some shows with the help of these guys in London. So like, there are so many bands I could shout out. I hope the ones that I don't mention will forgive me. But I'm going to say we played our launch night with a band called Jukebox Monkey, and they're from Kent in England, just like an hour or two east of London, and they've got a real clutch sound going on. It's not like a direct take on it, but it's that vibe and delivery, and it's like that kind of groovy, energetic stoner stuff. And they're fantastic. I really hope they've got big things in their future. And I'm going to shout out Dunes in Newcastle. They're on Ripple, and they put out a blinding record last year.
Ripple just
I mean,
picked up a bunch of bands that I fucking absolutely love. And it's like I've got some friends that just got picked up by Ripple, and I'm like, dude, good for you guys. I want nothing. I love to see bands who are putting out good music get some extra help, right? Because that's what it's all about.
100%, man. Yeah, there's so many good bands out there. That like us, six months, a year ago. They're out doing great stuff. They just haven't got their head above the I don't know, the
All the
water yet.
noise.
Yeah, the noise, exactly. There's so many great bands, and
Yeah.
yeah, I can definitely send you a few names afterwards, man. Definitely.
Hell yeah. I'm totally into it. There's nothing I love more like than sharing bands that you think other people should listen to because it goes back to like connecting, right? If we can break bread over music, we're best friends for life.
Mm.
Like it's my favorite thing. Um what like over the next 6 or 12, let's say 12 months, what do you guys hope to see happen as a band?
I think we're all dying to start writing new stuff as well because we've been working with this for so long. Even though it's a new album for everyone, it's we've been playing for like I'm not tired of the songs. Like I absolutely love playing them live, and we're still gonna be playing them live because that's what people will expect. But we also love working on new original material, just going into the practice room and start jamming and start getting lost in the process without so much structure or without needing to get this set done for that specific date. So I think that's going to happen quite a lot in the next few weeks, few months. Um, get as many live dates as we can as well to promote the album, of course. Um, and yeah, the fact that we had the Desert Fest opportunity this year, we're hoping that it allowed us, like that opens some doors for us to expand a bit because we have quite a good network in the UK and we've played quite a few relevant places. We continue doing so. We've played a little bit out of the UK. We've gone to Spain last year, to Galicia, and we've got some potential other shows lined up, like in principle, I guess. But we do want to start reaching out and like start doing a bit more of these mini tours or like shorter digressions outside of our area of comfort or outside of what's familiar.
Yeah. So, that's a really good point. Like, how is it for you guys traveling from the UK to, to other areas? Like, are the distances don't seem to be that bad?
Yeah, I think distance
Um,
wise is not. Yeah. Oh, sorry, man. Go for it.
no, please go on, please.
I think, yeah, talking about myself and Antonio, we're not British nationals. So I'm Portuguese, Antonio's from Italy. So in terms of borders, I guess if we're going to the EU, it's a bit easier for us. We almost like when we went to Galicia, we almost lost Dave and Ryan in the Madrid airport because they were stuck in security. We were we were almost about to call Ed to cancel the gig because we wouldn't make it on time.
I wouldn't say we were
But
stuck in security.
it's not stuck, but it was sorry, the
So
wrong word. But there was the queues.
there was a big queue because we have
Yeah.
to like go into Europe, but these guys both have EU passports, so we had to do the queue, and these guys just sailed through. But yeah, that is funny. Yeah, we did
Sorry, I
almost
made it
miss a
sound way
flight.
more dodgy.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so it's I guess in terms of distance is not that bad, but in terms of bureaucracy, there is quite a bit. And then, of course, with any traveling artists, there's always the dilemma of like, do I bring my gear with me, or do I
Do I
get some
rent
gear
gear?
where
Yeah,
I'm going to? Do I rent it? Do I borrow it? Do I buy some and sell it at the end of the tour? Those are all like yeah, some logistics that need to be planned in advance.
for sure. So, like, if you guys were to, what's the closest place right outside of like London or England as a whole, right, to go play?
Probably France.
How far is that?
It's the channel distance, which is probably, if I'm not mistaken, it's about couple of hours on the ferry boat. If you do the ferry boat, and if you take the tunnel, it's probably 1 hour, but I'm not too sure. But it's the closest thing. Am I right, Dave? You probably better than me at this question.
Well, yeah, I mean, um, we're lucky that within England itself, there are a lot of big cities. I mean, compared to the way that the States is spread out, we've got a load of cities within an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. We can go to Edinburgh in 5 hours, so it's actually quite a lot of it's quite a densely populated place, Britain, so there's plenty of places to play. But yeah, if we go to France, we can get the Channel Tunnel. It's only a few hours on the train straight into France or Amsterdam or whatever. And yes, and once you're on the continent, across the sea, it's there's loads of countries, loads of cities you can play, and you can play some great tours across all
Hmm.
these different smaller countries, which would be kind of the size of states in the US, but they're all different countries in Europe. And you can you can reach a whole load of people quite easily from Britain.
Yeah.
So that's
So
what we're hoping to do.
I was thinking about that, right? Because in the States, well, where I'm at, like to get to Canada, 5.5, 6 hours is what it would take me to get there. I live in Louisville, right? But if I look at it in like terms of major cities or hubs, within, I'm probably going to get this wrong, but I think within 5 hour, like a 5 hour drive in any direction, or total, I guess, there's like 60 major cities that we could hit, which is, as far as the states go, it's where I'm at is a great like centralized location because of the access to everywhere. Detroit, Michigan, New York's a bit further. It's probably like 10 hours away. But there's tons and tons of places around here. I like that we don't have to deal with
The borders.
going to another country, right?
Yeah.
Like that, because I don't know. I remember when used to be able to go to like Canada with just your driver's license. Not anymore.
Well, yeah, we've got a similar situation. I mean, not going to get into politics on this. This is about music and fun
Right.
and fun things. But since Britain left the EU, it's put up this kind of annoying barrier. Certainly, as far as like travel and playing in bands goes. But it's still all fine. I mean, that's probably one of our top aims for next year. Well, later this year, next year, whenever. Is to get over to hopefully go to Spain again. We had a real blast in Spain with some of our friends. We really want to go to Germany. We hear that's really where it's at. In the European scene in particular, lots of like real supportive fan base of rock fans who come out to heavy shows. So we want to do that, and
I think
maybe
Valley of the Sun does really well in Germany. They're like they're from about an hour away from where I'm at, but they, talking to those dudes, they love Germany. So
that's what we're hearing, man. We've heard that from our friends in Cyclona, who have been really good to us. Chatting with Ryan from High Desert Queen, saying how good it is over in Germany. Those guys have been hitting the road really hard, and we're hoping to maybe follow in their footsteps a little bit from those bigger bands, and maybe even one day, if we can dream, come to the States.
Yes, man.
For people like us, that's I don't know. It's like when Europeans like us all think of rock and roll, you think of going to America. It's like it's maybe hard to imagine being in Louisville.
No,
like,
it's totally opposite here.
Yeah,
because we go, man, we need to go to Europe or the UK.
There you
then
go.
We've made it, so it's really funny how that like works. And I the cool thing is like, as I think for a band, if afraid of fame is like a thing, like at home, you just focus your energy in another country and blow up over there, and then you just come home and people are like, who are you? And you're like, I'm no one. It's fine. Like,
or get big in Japan, have a hit in Japan.
That
would be cool as well. Who knows?
That's a bucket list place for me. So, I guess we just have to figure out how to get you guys over here, like sooner rather than later.
Well, we're hoping that with now that we're talking with Jad and stuff, maybe we can hop on a few tour dates, or at least come over for one of the festivals. I mean, none of these are arranged or agreed. I'm just spitballing, as you would say. But like, the Ripple Fest Texas type stuff. Is it the Mojave Desert Experience?
Oh yeah,
cool
the Mojave Experience Festival.
Planet Desert Rock.
Yep. You hear that, John?
Well, we hope that
anytime
in the fullness of time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're well up for it. We would love to do any of those, or just to come over and experience what's going on over there. And
oh man,
that would just be the stuff of legend, stuff of dreams. So fingers crossed, man. We're optimists. We're making stuff happen. So we're going to manifest this positivity and see if we can live the dream.
It'd be super cool. I'd love, obviously I would love to experience the live show. I'd love to have you guys over here for more than just a day or two where we can kind of show you around and why we're the fattest country in the world.
Narrowly followed by us, I'm pretty sure.
It's the food, man. You hear, I just saw a thing, we just had the World Cup kind of running around over here. And so everyone's like freaking out. And I'm seeing all these videos of people. I saw this dude from the UK that was talking and they were like, "What's been your favorite food?" He goes, "Ranch. I fucking love ranch. I don't get enough of it. Dipping my pizza and my like all my shit in it." It's just like, oh my God, dude. It's just mayonnaise and like dill.
Well, man, you're in Kentucky, right? So
Yeah.
you've got a whole load of barbecue and good stuff, right? Something like, isn't that right?
So so crazy. Louisville is I don't know about where we rank now, but like in 2019, it was the #1 foodie destination in like the world. So
Exactly.
yeah, we have
You've got great food over there.
we
Big portions, but great
we,
food.
yes, we also have the highest restaurant per capita in at least in the United States right now. Like I could throw a rock in any direction and hit a restaurant.
Well, maybe we'll get to enjoy that with you one time, man.
I'm
How about
totally
that?
down. Yeah. I'll hold you to it. That's just all there is to it. Like, well, you guys come over here, I'll come over there. We'll do a whole
Anytime,
like
man. I mean, I can host you, man. Just think about that.
hell yeah.
Ah,
Well, 10-year anniversary, once that's out of the way in like 2 weeks, I'll plan my trip to the UK and we'll fucking we'll have some fun. When's your next live show?
oh, that's a good question. When
The
is our next one, lads?
27,
We have
when July, 27 of July. We opening for Orange
Goblin
Goblin.
Smoker. Goblin
Goblin
Smoker.
Smokers.
Too many goblins, yeah.
Yeah, Goblin Smoker.
Uh,
Yeah, they're a good band. Yeah, really good heavy
yeah.
band over here, based in Newcastle.
Yeah, and we're playing that one's at the Carts and Horses, isn't it?
Which is like the
Which
Iron
is-
Maiden
Yes.
pub.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I totally forget you guys have shit like that over there.
So
Like,
that should be cool. But we haven't played there yet. We've been to shows there, but it's like what's the story? That's the pub where they kind of got going.
Yes.
They own
It's
it. I think,
the Iron Maiden pub.
yeah, Cart and Horses.
Yeah. I think they started there. Like it's full of pictures and autographs and drum heads, symbols, like all like with Iron Maiden autographs and pictures. So I think they started there. Like in the 70s, they were quite often playing there because I think they are local as well around the area. They were like from the East London.
that's fucking
Nice.
cool. That is super cool. I
We-
when Black Sabbath did their like last show with Ozzy, I was trying to get over and do that, and I stupidly logged into Ticketmaster on my phone, and I was like number 3,000 in the queue. It was like 3,200 or something. I was like, I'm getting tickets. This is going to be great. And it logged me, it moved me from the queue into tickets, and it never showed me any tickets, and I couldn't buy any.
Oh man, that thing was so painful. I was in the same queue and I was down to like the smallest number. I got through to the thing and I still couldn't get in, but it wasn't meant to be, I got to see them once before, so I'm pleased I got to see Sab.
Same. Great
Yeah.
experience seeing Black Sabbath, although I didn't see him with Bill Ward, but whatever. Like,
What
take
can you
what I
do?
could get. And they sounded great when I saw them. So that is like, that's how I want to remember every band is just sounding great, looking great. Cool. Let's move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
We
Can I say, man, you guys are fucking amazing. And I honestly, I cannot thank you all enough for the time you've allowed me today.
Oh man, I feel like we barely scratched the surface. But
I know, but
really cool to meet you, and thanks for
it
talking.
it just means we can come back to it and we don't have to wait forever.
Absolutely, man. It's good to be on this time. I've been listening to the show for a bit, and it's always good, man. It always feels like this. I like the fact that it's almost like an informal chat. It's like you're going to have a beer with your mates, and you just yeah,
That's how
that's
it
it.
should be, right?
Yeah,
Like, because we could
unreal.
do
Yeah,
the question and answer thing, and it's just like, meh. I'd rather let's actually connect because it just like the music, it really come when you're authentic. That's when it comes across as that, you know.
exactly, man.
That's
So
awesome, man.
what I will say, I'm going to give myself a 12-month timeline to come over there and see you guys play. And hope my wife doesn't watch this, but I'm going. Um, so we'll figure it out, and I will 100% come over and see you guys play, and we'll go on an adventure together.
Yes, we will, man, and vice
Sounds good.
versa. We'll come see you over there sometime.
Oh yeah, that sounds
Let's
great, guys.
let's make it
Th
happen.
yes, thank you very much. I hope that this album propels you to levels that you didn't know existed.
Oh, thanks so much, man. We really appreciate the positivity. We're just glad to be in the mix, and to now that the album's out, we can like hold our head up high amongst our peers and just say we made a good album and people care about it. And I think that's really what we wanted to do.
That's that's honestly like if you can put an album out and be proud of it, who gives a shit about whatever other things happen, you know? And Jad, thanks, dude. I'm sure you're watching this, so thanks for putting out some great music. Like,
Here,
let's keep that going. All right, guys, go. You guys go and have yourselves a great night.
Thanks
you
for
too,
having
Tom.
us.
Thanks. See ya.
Great